Have you ever noticed something strange? The more you explain yourself, the less people seem to respect you. You explain why you were late. You explain why you made a decision. You explain why you said no. And the more you talk, the weaker your position becomes. But thousands of years ago, the Stoics already understood this. And once you understand their mindset, you'll realize something powerful. Respect often begins the moment you stop explaining yourself. We live in a culture of constant justification. Everyone feels like they owe the world an explanation. Your choices, your boundaries, your opinions. Social media makes it even worse. People argue endlessly trying to prove they are right. But here's the truth. The need to constantly explain yourself often comes from fear. Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of being misunderstood. And when people sense that fear, they lose respect. The Stoics understood this deeply. They knew that a calm mind does not feel the need to convince everyone. It simply acts according to its principles. The Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote something interesting. He said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Think about that. He didn't say debate it. He didn't say explain it. He said, be it. Your actions speak louder than your explanations ever will. When you constantly defend yourself with words, you place your validation in other people's hands. But when you live by your values, quietly, people feel it. Confidence rarely announces itself. It moves in silence. Let's make this practical. Imagine this situation. A colleague at work questions one of your decisions. They say you handled something the wrong way. Your first instinct might be to launch into a long explanation. You start listing reasons, defending every detail. But what happens? The conversation turns into an argument. Now imagine the Stoic response. Calm, simple. You say, I made the decision I thought was right. And then you move on. No emotional reaction, no over-explaining, just clarity. This kind of calm certainty changes the entire dynamic, because people respect those who respect their own decisions. Here's another example. You set a boundary with someone. Maybe you say no to something. Maybe you decide to step away from a situation that no longer serves you. But then comes the pressure. Why? Explain. Don't you care? And suddenly you feel pulled into defending yourself again. But a Stoic would remember something important. You do not owe the world a detailed justification for your boundaries. Your life is your responsibility, not theirs. Sometimes the strongest response is simply, no, and leaving it there. Not harsh, not angry, just firm. This doesn't mean you should never explain anything. Stoicism is not about arrogance. It's about alignment. If someone genuinely seeks understanding, speak with honesty. But if someone is trying to challenge your confidence, your silence will say more than your words ever could. As the Stoic teacher Epictetus once said, don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Live it. Let your actions speak. Let your character answer the questions. So ask yourself something today. How often are you explaining yourself to people who are never truly listening? How much energy are you spending trying to convince others, instead of simply living according to your principles? Because the Stoics believed something powerful. Your peace comes from living with integrity, not from winning arguments. Not from pleasing everyone, not from endless explanations, just clarity and quiet strength. At the end of the day, the people who respect you most are the ones who see consistency between your words and your actions, not the ones who heard the longest explanation. So remember this simple Stoic rule. Respect often begins the moment you stop explaining yourself. If you found value in this, subscribe and join me for more lessons from Stoic philosophy.